Thank you very much, the Chair of CRA, the Speaker of Senate, Honorable Amason Kingi, the PS Devolution, my good friend Julius Coril, the PS National Treasury represented by FCPA Ndungu, chairpersons of Constitutional Commissions present here today, the World Bank representative, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today I'm very excited to join you on this auspicious occasion when we are officially launching a report on on-source revenue and the tax gap. This is a report that has come at an opportune time when counties are now setting up their third generation CIDPs. I know there's been pressure from the national government in terms of the equitable share. And I want to appreciate the Commission on Revenue Allocation and its partners for giving us this report. I know the objective of the report, as has been highlighted, was just to analyze the potential of counties to collect their own source revenue. And I'm very excited that now we have an opportunity at least to mitigate the challenges we've had on putting pressure on national government in terms of releasing money. Yesterday I had a cabinet meeting with my CECs, and I was just talking about issues around on-source revenues in generic terms. I'm very excited that now we have the numbers. We know the potential of counties, especially the fact that we can raise over 200 billion Kenya shillings. That is something that I'll push through with my fellow governors. The Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides the devolution of power, resources, service delivery, representation to the local levels. This can only be realized through adequate resourcing to enable performance of the devolved functions. And I know we have always had a challenge when we talk about the fiscal discipline. We talk about resources at these following functions. Now we have a solution because this report will definitely help us to address some of the fiscal discipline principles. It's without doubt that our counties have immense potential to raise revenue from own sources to supplement the equitable share of revenues raised from the exchequer. County governments have increased revenue collections over the past 6 years. In the last financial year, the numbers we've had for the last 2021-22 financial year, counties have generated actually 35 billion Kenya shillings from their own resources. This represents 59% of the annual target of 60 billion Kenya shillings, and is an improvement from 35 billion OSRs generated in the last financial year. Further analysis of on-source revenue as a proportion of the annual revenue target in the last financial year indicated that 4 counties achieved their set annual targets. That is Turkana, representing 113%, Migori County, representing 110%, Lamu County, representing 105%, and Vihiga 101%. An improvement in counties OSR's performance at the time the economy is recovering from the slump occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic is a demonstration of reliance and resilience and ability that our counties have and the potential we have, which I'm sure after this report is going to be unlocked fully. Despite the improvement in OSRS collection recorded over the last 6 years, the full potential of counties to raise revenue from the on-source revenues is yet to be realized. There is therefore need to diversify our resources, and I'm happy to note that now we have our resources moving from 6 revenue streams at 15 revenue streams. Enhanced on-source revenue collections not only improves the fiscal autonomy of county governments, but also ensures improved ability to provide various public goods and services to citizens, effective governance, eradicate poverty, and achieve the county's development objectives and goals. To demonstrate our support towards enhanced on-source revenue collections in the counties, the Council of Governors in the last 2 financial years has coordinated with support from development partners, UNCDF, and the World Bank, the Tax Administration Diagnostic Assessment Tool, and also revenue enhancement action plans, which have really been very important in supporting the collection of revenues. So far, in counties that have assessed their training of officers, we have Isiolo, Kisumu, Garissa County, Kilifi, Makueni, Wajir, Narok, Busia, Mombasa, and Nairobi. The Council commits to continue supporting the initiative through assessments and implementation of the revenue enhancement action plans. It is important to note that Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Forum, IBEC, during the 17th Ordinary Session, approved the Tax Administration Diagnostic Assessment Tool to be carried out in the remaining 36 counties in this financial year as a way of addressing weaknesses and gaps in OSRs and administrative capacity in the county governments in order to enhance revenue generation and improve on accountability. Additionally, the Council of Governors, together with the partners UNDC and UNCDF, have coordinated the implementation of the infrastructure asset management in 9 counties, which are pilot projects, and these include Kakamega, Kisumu, Laikipia, Nakuru, Nandi, Uasin Gishu, Bungoma, Migori, and Makueni. As I address you this morning, we have just concluded the infrastructure assets management diagnostic assessment in all the 9 county governments. These assessments will facilitate the development of county-specific capacity development programs and interventions to enhance revenue generation and proper management of infrastructure assets. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the findings and recommendations of this on-source revenue potential and tax gap study report, the Council of Governors is advancing reforms in the following areas: supporting on-source revenue legal framework. And this is an area that I call upon our National Assembly and the Senate to fast-track the legal framework so that the additional 9 revenue streams have a legal backing for us to facilitate revenue collection, of course, without compromising on service delivery. The other area that we are wanting to focus on is automation of revenue collections and management to help stem leakages. This is an area that I cannot overemphasize, but I want to assure you are going to have a conversation with my colleagues so that we see how we can even standardize the revenue collection systems, borrowing from the best practice in order to enhance OSRS revenue collections. Another important area that we are looking at is capacity building of county officers on revenue enhancement and management. Again, I want to appreciate the support that we have received from the World Bank on capacity building, and we are looking forward for the same support. Areas of empowerment of revenue officers and revenue boards in the county governments, we are also focusing on that. Supporting the development of revenue enhancement action plans is another area. Capacity building and training, and focusing largely on revenue targeting and forecasting. Looking at the potential that we have, I want to assure you that county governments are going to take advantage of the potential that we have. I know it has been talked about in generic terms, but with the potential of collecting over 200 billion Kenya shillings, that is something that we are going to fast track. We are going to set the tone from the top. As the governor of Kakamega, you can be sure in the next report, our revenue collection will be doing over 50% from 11%. I would like to assure you of my support and that of the Council of Governors and continued collaboration on this noble cause of unlocking the potential of counties to generate more revenue. I urge the Commission to work very closely with the Council of Governors to follow through the implementation of the recommendations of this report. I know once properly implemented, the issue of the fiscal discipline principles, we are going to address the challenges of having to focus on revenue sources, because I know governors have always looked at the national treasury, but I want to appreciate the CRA for giving us an opportunity so that we can exploit our potential. As I conclude, I want to congratulate CRA and the partners for spearheading this noble report and process, as of course counties focus on the development agenda through the third generation county integrated plans. And I'm very sure that this report is going to help us to implement our mandates. With those many remarks, I want to thank you, and also just want to reiterate the fact that indeed, as said by the chair of CRA, on-source revenue is a sleeping giant, and it's the highest time that you awaken the giant. Thank you very much, and God bless you.